Hello. Thank you. Yeah, I'm DarkTerrex. I've got two on my couch here if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jaxler. I also run this game, but DarkTerrex is way better than me.
I'm Forrest. I ran this game like 10 years ago, and I found something pretty important in it.
Very important.
Yeah.
I guess with that, we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Right away, I need to mash out of this to skip a cutscene, so we're good on that. Great.
Yeah, we hit the mash. We're good.
Otherwise, the cutscene's actually very long.
Yeah, it's so long. But yeah, so Mushroom and the Spore Wars, 3D action-adventure game that was released in 2008 on the Nintendo Wii. We are playing on the Nintendo Wii U specifically. It's a little faster on loads, but more importantly, it's a Wii game, so it makes frame rates a lot better. And we got some very, very funny fake soda brands here.
Yeah, what's your favorite soda? I'm personally a great fan of Dr. Salt.
I really like Spite.
I also like Spite a lot.
Yeah.
Spite's pretty good, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But if anyone can tell us, please donate with what is Achu supposed to be?
Yeah.
What is Achu supposed to be? I have no idea what that one is supposed to be.
What is that supposed to be? Please. We have no idea. Or just make it up, low-key. At this point, that would be satisfying, too. So the big thing you're going to see with this game is this roll jumping movement. So we can do this like little combat dodge roll, and then at a particular point during the animation, we can jump to preserve that like speed boost into the air. And so there are different levels to that roll jumping. Depending on when you time it, you can get more or less speed. And so there's a whole lot that goes into it because, you know, you would think, oh, I'm a speedrunner, so if I'm doing this speedrun like roll jump glitch or tech or what have you, I want to get the maximum speed all the time. That is not the case because as we'll see in this first level here, there's a lot of corridors, weird geometry, and you need to be able to turn around on the fly. So there's actually a delicate art and balance to doing different types of rollings in order to make sure that you go exactly where you want to here. Oh, he makes a great sound. Sorry, I got distracted. All right, so we're gonna be unlocking an ability at the start of this here called Spore Kinesis. You heard that correctly, Spore Kinesis. So in addition to 3D action adventure stuff, we have the gravity gun from Half-Life pretty much. So we're gonna do a little cutscene skip here where we get that piece of scav before that fella we saved is able to start talking to us. And then we're gonna try to pull that plank away, far enough away so that it avoids a tutorial box here. But as I kind of mentioned earlier, really low ceilings and cramped corridors, so getting full speed roll jumps is really nice, but it's pretty impractical and not something you expect to get. So, and then coming up here, we've got a bit of a cycle coming up where we're gonna try to make that jump, and then that's the backup cycle, okay. Oh, we still made the piston, okay. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take that, we'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, that's a lot tighter than that looks. I believe it's on a global cycle as soon as the level starts. It's weird, it's a weird cycle, but it's pretty tight. And then I wanna give a huge shout out to the state of taxes. There's a lot of really weird little tiny details. We were talking about the soda cans earlier, so this game rules.
Yeah, this game is awesome.
So coming up in a bit here, we've got some more cool roll jump momentum stuff, but we're also going to be doing our first major skip of the run, where we are going to get this giant gas can and use Spore Kinesis to hopefully use it as a platform to skip a ton of this level. It saves a couple minutes, I think. It's pretty significant.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick it up in a certain spot and then just kind of roll without roll jumping so that it doesn't bounce too much on the walls, slant it up on here, and then do a roll jump for extra height. Okay, we're gonna give that another shot.
Oh, goodness. It's in a good position, but it's not the height. There we go.
There we go, third try. Okay, there we go, sweet.
Okay, we're fine.
And so from here, so this rat we can't access, because there's an invisible wall. So we grab a softball from through the invisible wall, and you can pick up anything and throw it at enemies to deal damage. This game rules. So we destroy that rat or mole rat with a softball, and we're already at the end of the level. So again, even getting that like third try still saves minutes. It's really significant. So nice. Okay, we got through. Those minecarts as well, they will instant kill you, by the way. So if your roll jumping isn't well controlled, especially with any speedrun, if you have a movement tech with really high velocity, it makes it hard to kind of steer, if that makes sense. So you really have to be deliberate about where you kind of place those roll jumps in order to get that to work. And now we're heading on to our first kind of boss, I guess. Which is Old King Mole. This is something we're gonna see expanded upon a lot more when we have some more heavy combat sections. But we're starting off the game with this hammer weapon here. And with the hammer weapon, we're doing these jump attacks, which allow us to not only hit the enemy as we're coming down from midair, but also with the shockwave on the ground as well.
Hit that. Okay.
Yeah, these boulders that the OK Mole is throwing on us can be really weird. And then after that, we're gonna get another. So in case this game wasn't already cool enough, we also get a Okay, those boulders.
I've never had him go in front of me like that. That's weird.
Oh, and
it still did damage.
All right.
So we're gonna get a quarter, which is gonna allow us to get a sticky hand. This game has a Zelda Ocarina of Time hookshot. So anytime you see a quarter stuck to the side of something with gum, or those I voted pins, or even just the side of certain surfaces allows us to grapple to them. And a big thing with this run, and not just with the grapples, but with a bunch of other interactions, is the pointer range for it is way too generous. So you're gonna see this really precise little lineup right there. And then before we actually go all the way up there, before we go all the way up there, we hit the button. Okay, we're gonna try. Oh, we pushed him. Is this gonna work?
No,
oh, it didn't work.
Okay.
So sometimes if you smack him, you can skip a line of dialogue there, but it's not very consistent. But we still got the smack, which is funny.
Yeah, there's a couple of cutscene skips. That one is, I've only had that happen a handful of times.
Yeah, it's very
so
rare. All right, this is taking us into the Kudzu request. The way that this level is built is that there are these 5 are they were hairs, I think they're called?
I suppose, yeah.
Something like that. That are nibbling at this guy called the Kudzu. It's like this alien plant thing that just kind of grows everywhere. But they're aligned with the bullets, which is who we're playing as. There's a bunch of different mushroom species. Most of our friends got kind of, they got Norded, for lack of a better term. Right here's a really funny strat. So because the end of that cutscene points your camera towards that first object interaction, you can just nail it from there. And then right here, oh, you got the weird bonk thing. There we go. That's an option? Okay. I did not know my free will extended that much. And so we're gonna drop this bowling ball on there as well. And the level goes by really fast because all you need to do is take care of the rabbits. Normally, there's 2 ways. You can either try to brute force kill them, which is a horrible idea, casually or in a speedrun, or you have a one-time use on a lot of these different object interactions, and you can see all these platformer sections that you're intended to use to actually get within range. But again, the pointer radius is just way too generous.
We're gonna wait for a sec on this one. Okay.
And then they hung a shovel from the ceiling for some reason. I don't really know why. But after you do the first 3, it causes 2 more to spawn in. So now we're gonna go back to the other room in this level and drop a weight stack on them. And then after that, that's gonna be the Kudzu request. So this level goes by really fast, but there's a ton of little spacing things that DarkTerrex is doing, as well as, again, the pointer controls are really precise, and especially with the grapples and activating objects, your cursor has to be on it for long enough to register. So sometimes you might see the reticle flash hey, you can interact with it, and you press the button and it just doesn't give it to you.
Okay, we need to explain this boss very fast.
Yeah, okay, so the jackrabbit. So it's going to basically spit out these rotten apple cores at us at the top of the screen that we're gonna try to catch and then throw back with Spore Kinesis. After we do that, we're gonna bait him into the rock, and then he's going to bonk into it, and then we deal damage. And then we do that 4 times. But between each phase, he's gonna grind his horns on the ground and be oh, I'm really mad. But instead what we can do is we can bait the boss into doing its protective measure thing there, and that skips that attack cycle. So we're gonna attempt to talk over this even more, because if we don't, we're gonna get hit with a DMCA on the YouTube upload. So JR, if you have anything you'd like to share with us, great time to step in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got plenty of donations. I've got $10 from Chris Pratt Mario that says, Mushroom Men, but I hate mushrooms. I've also got
what?
I've got $50 from Coco and Oog. Hey TerreX, congratulations and best of luck on your Mushroom Men run.
Thank you.
I've also got $25 from the Red Eft. Had to donate during the Mushroom Men run since it was one of my favorite Wii games growing up. It's a hidden gem and it's great to see it at GDQ.
I went the wrong way.
I've also got $25 from Tarlicus. Can't not donate when our favorite runner Jaxler is on the couch. And I've also got $5 from Tempest Max 1000. So if TerreX is running this game, are we expecting some mega mushroom men? Or are we in need of moral support? Hi, Jax. Thank you so much for those donations to PC.
All right, so now we are heading into the Moral Backyard. This is by far the hardest level in the run. Something we'll be doing along the way is collecting some pieces of scav. These are little recycled and reclaimed bits of trash that we can forge into weapons, which will be really important later on. But more importantly, we're going for something called Nail Jump. You're intended with pretty limited weapon resources to fight this giant queen bee with a bunch of bees swarming around it. It's awful. It sucks. But there's this nail sticking out of a wooden board that we can use as a platform to get past a cutscene trigger that's like, hey, you didn't do the fight, go back and do the fight. So it's pretty tricky, and we have to do a specific movement manipulation here with the bees in order to get them out of the way, and we get one opportunity at this before we have to re-lure the enemies. So we're gonna have to go back and forth because, yeah, you can see, look how ridiculous that hit was. Like, you were like over there and we were over here, and it just, yeah. Okay, there we go.
We'll take it.
Okay, so second try is really, really good on that, and then we've got another pretty tricky strat where we're going to do a roll jump with hopefully really good roll speed, and then hold the A button into a wall, which will hopefully push us up and over an invisible wall. We're supposed to do kind of like our first big fight with the Amanita tribe here, but we're gonna go for that roll jump into here, use the corner.
No, not quite.
That looks perfect.
There we
Yes! All right, that's really, that is obnoxious to deal with sometimes. So that was really well done. And then right here, there's been some, kind of in more recent times, some new routing changes, especially now that we've kind of come to understand how powerful these hammer weapons are. Some of the scav routes have changed. So we used to do like a jump up, like a tire bump, fender. I don't know what the
Tire hub. There's a tire hub
it's a
over
hub.
there that
Yeah.
you jump up instead, and you hit the faucet from the other side from where I hit it. But yeah, due to weapon reroutes, we used to use the spear weapons. We now use the hammer ones, and it is significantly faster. In
Yeah. So really cool strat here. Forrest, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, this was my biggest contribution to the game. I don't know how to glitch hunt, so I asked myself, what goes into glitch hunting? Do you just walk into walls and hope you go through them? And one minute after saying that to myself, I walked through a wall and went through it, and I popped off so hard. And then it was just a matter of figuring out how to get past the barrier there. Which you have to walk all the way around the area for, which I thought was a little unfortunate, but it's still a lot faster than doing this very slow puzzle with a lot of cutscenes. I don't remember the exact amount of time it takes, but it is multiple minutes.
It has to be at least 5.
And it's also just really boring. I probably would not have run the game if I didn't find this.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that roll jump into holding on to our mushroom cap in order to hover. There is a slightly faster version you can do where you use the air spear attack to like do some extra roll jumps here and there, but it's impossible, so we're not gonna bother. So that's the first half of the Moral Backyard. That's the really, really scary part. Scaling the mountain is gonna have some really cool stuff with some grapples and interaction. So the whole way this section works is that there's this guy with like this airship thing, and you're supposed to help him like get his like thing from point A to point B so that you can eventually reach this switch to open the door to get out of the sub area, right? But with a good camera angle and being on the correct platform, you can just interact with the switch from down here. So yep, we're done. We're done with this section. So it's a really fun little section casually, but it's just like, nope. And big reason we went ahead and crafted a spear is that when we're in midair and do a weapon swing, it like shoots us forward. And we can use that to get up and over enemies and also as kind of like a little mini dash midair if we need it. So like right there, for example, that pushes that enemy out of the way really consistently. And then there's gonna be some like enemies that normally we just roll jump over, but because there's a low ceiling and we're going kind of at these upward slopes, we can just like scoot right by them with the spear attack. And now we're going into another boss fight here with this possum, where we're gonna be,
Oh, that's not good.
a little bit unfortunate luck there. So the timing window on using these acorns here is pretty tight. Something worth noting as well, and we kind of mentioned it, we were joking about the DMCA thing, but fun gaming fact, the entire OST for this game was composed by Les Claypool of Primus fame. Yeah, that Les Claypool.
Yes.
So if you were wondering, oh, why is there so much like bass-driven riffs in all the music? It was composed by a bass guitarist. So it's like, you know, yeah, we're chilling here for a bit before we get into a very infamous, famous level, depending on who you ask. So, JR, we've probably got time for like one quick message here.
Yeah, for sure. I've got $50 from Peapot.1. So glad to Mushroom Men make it to GDQ. Best of luck, Terex.
Thanks, Papat.
How do we want to talk about the Mighty Morals? So if you ever watch DarkTerrex stream this game and look at his splits for his run, it just says delete this level instead of the name of the level.
Remove this level.
Remove this level.
I've tried so hard. I've tried to find something so hard.
Yeah,
you can even get to the end of the level from the start, but the switch to end the level isn't active until a specific point that you have to go through the entire level for.
Right.
They had to have known. Yeah, unfortunately. But so this starts off.
Concentrate here for a sec, yeah.
This is gonna look like just a regular old slide switch puzzle, but it is that hard.
Down. Up, please. Anyway, do we have any StarCraft fans out there?
Yeah.
Is my life for ire?
It is very mentally taxing to make
Yes.
movements.
There you go.
The problem with that is that every single move you do is an individual click. You can't like click and drag it. You have to hit that every single time. And the minimum moves that I've found with it is 37. I haven't been able to do anything that's been faster. It's really hard. Here we have to start this engine by pulling these cars back.
Yeah, and this is where we'll really start to see the hammer come into play. One of the reasons that this level is so infamous is that there's a lot of combat. And before a lot of the weapon rerouting that DarkTerrex did, it was really difficult to do consistently because we were running with the spear weapons all the time. Something you'll see right there as well, we try not to use it when possible because it's faster to just hit them in the face. It's something called Will of the Spore that we unlock in this level, where when they're at low HP and have those like green particle effects, like they're almost kind of like bleeding out for lack of a better term, you can click B on them and that will sort of prime them to explode and detonate and an AoE damage blast in a radius around the enemy. And so you can use that to detonate an enemy that you're just having trouble getting to. But we try to do melee instead because a lot of these fights, the door opens as soon as they're marked as dead. And the Will of the Spore explosion, they're not dead until like after they kerplode. So, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of like really difficult like pointer manipulate, not like pointer manipulation as in like, oh, we're manipulating pointers in code. We're manipulating the pointer on screen to not work against us and serve our best interests here. So there's gonna be a lot of switchbacks here where it's like, yeah. Just going to show that one, DarkTerrex is mortal, and two, it really is that precise. You know, I feel like sometimes a speed game like this, you know, where it doesn't, you know, we had that out of bounds, but it doesn't really look glitchy broken on the surface, right? But don't let that fool you because there are just so many of these little things that require so much like wrist stability. So like if you think about the pointer, for example, you're pointing and then pressing a button, which inherently will take force to put on the Wii remote, which will put you off of wherever you pointed your target at.
That constantly happens.
Constantly. And it's especially, and now think about the fact like, oh, you're on a good run. You're nervous, so you get the jitters a little bit, and it messes with your aim, and it's really tough. There are times where both of us will also just use both of our hands if we're doing a really pointer intensive section, and just use that to stabilize. This is very much the epitome of a very easy to get into speedrun with a deceptively high skill ceiling because of all of those like little things that just like, it's like a death by 1,000 paper cuts type of situation. And then, so basically we're gonna go all the way through into the depths and then back. And there's a ton of like little spots where, again, like, I keep talking about the pointer manipulation stuff, but I can't emphasize enough how small these dang hitboxes are.
Small.
They're so small.
And you really want to like make the minimum amount of steps, like movement you need, like the maximum distance you can hit that. You want to be at that. You don't want to like go further than you need to.
Yeah, because then if you have to go further, it probably means you can't do a cool roll jump. And when everything kind of works in this level, like it low key, as I've like gotten better at the game, like I've come to respect like what this level brings to the table as far as the run goes.
Oh, thank you.
And then we have a very important puzzle here, where we have to do this in a very specific order.
Is that a 5-valve trumpet?
It is.
It is a 5-valve trumpet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we got to go all the way back after we have uncovered. I think that's maybe why the Amanitas are attacking. It's like, there's a 5-horn trumpet here. Surely we can pawn that off. That has to go for something, right? But while we're making our way through here, we're just kind of doing everything we just did backwards. So JR, if you got a couple messages, now would be a great time.
For sure. I have got donation $100 from Wowconut. Wowconut from Race Stuff. Excited to say DarkTerrex run this game I've heard so much about. Good luck on the run and have a fun GDQ.
Yeah, thanks, Wall.
I've also got $25 from Cancerl. Yo, Terrex, congrats on finally getting to show off this weird and unique game with a killer soundtrack up on the GDQ stage. Good luck. I know you're going to do great. P.S. My life for hire.
Probably got time for
Thank
one
you,
more.
Cancerl.
Awesome. I've got $20 from Hornlock. What a funny game and an adorable main character. Good luck, DarkTerrex, and go fast, little shroom dude. Rise, mushroom men. Take your rightful place in the soil and among the grass.
So we have a little bit of a flashing lights warning coming up. So there's like, in a little bit after this, there's going to be this mini game section with a ballista, where the best way to do it fast is just to give up. But every time an enemy kind of flies, like paratroops in at us, there's like a little bit of a red flash. It's not like the worst thing ever, but it's also like, just
there.
It is there, and it's annoying. And so that makes it worth mentioning to y'all. But yeah, literally,
It's right here.
This is like a tower
is it.
defense game. But the music here is awesome.
Yeah, we can't do anything here. This is the reason that we have to do the whole level, is so that we lose this minigame.
Yeah. We have to beat the level to lose to beat the level.
Yes. The game doesn't progress past this, and it doesn't end until you have lost. It's an infinite minigame, so like there's no point in ever actually trying on it.
Yeah. And then there will be a couple of grapples. There's kind of like a quick grapple strat that you can do where you grab like a grapple at the top of this map and get it from there. Another really precise little grapple thing. And then we go into Showdown in Shiitake Town, which will be our really big combat focus level. So
I just want to point out how good this animation of the ballista is.
it's so good.
There's so many small.
now.
This is one of those games to me where it's like, why does this game have to be so gas? It's just like,
Why not?
I mean, why not? But it's like, it's just like, it's not fair.
First try.
Oh,
let's go.
yeah, let's go.
That is the hardest grapple in the game, and it's not even close.
It's not even remotely
I
close.
was trying it yesterday. It is darn right impossible. It's so good.
So you can come up here and even interact with that switch at the end, but it does nothing until you complete
Yeah.
the minigame.
And you can't complete the minigame until you touch the trumpet.
Yep.
All right, welcome to Showdown in Shiitake Town. You have to be very careful to say the level name of that very slowly, or else you might you might have a problem. So this level in particular, it's shaped like a donut essentially. So you can either go left and go clockwise or counterclockwise instead. We're gonna go clockwise. And so depending on which route you take through the level, it'll make one of these kind of 4 encounters of combat easier or harder, depending on some object interactions that you'll do. And so we're gonna be making use of that jump attack again. Essentially what we're doing is we're doing that jump attack, then rolling, and then trying like not to attack too early, because if you jump and then attack, sometimes it can just eat the jump and keep you on the ground. And then we're going to use that honey bottle over there. This guy is very tanky and he has some moves that can one-shot us.
Okay, that works.
So whenever you're using the telekinesis, you can not only hit him with like the throw, but also as you drag the thing towards you. That was pretty solid.
That was pretty solid, yeah.
So typically that's the one that is made harder by doing this part first. And then we got the leaf ride,
All right,
nice. So you can set up Will with the Spore as you get the you did it Shoryuken animation. Which for some reason as well, you can also just mash jump as that's about to happen, and you go flying into the air, but you can't do anything with it, unfortunately. And then we got a couple of roll jumps, and then probably the most tricky combat bit, which is the Forrest Shiitake twins.
These are the worst fight in the game, and also not even close.
Yes.
This is by far the worst. They disappear on you, and sometimes you can get them fast, but sometimes you don't. So.
What if they just said no?
Yeah.
So the way they work is that they have these bamboo stalks that they stand on top of. So you gotta break them with your hammer, even though it chops them like you sliced them. It's weird. Video games.
I mean, to be fair, we're using the hammers only when there's slashing weapons as well, which are the razors that would do that kind of thing. That's fine.
But
I'll spawn. I should spawn right here. Okay, a little further back. It's fine though. I was trying to get some health from that, but that's pretty fine. That's something that is really good about this game, is that it is very accessible and that there's no game overs or anything. You'll just respawn a little back from where you were at.
So it's if you're looking for something to get into, if you just have your Wii lying around and you're like, oh, I went to a used game store and there's a copy of Mushroom Men right there. There's this. Pick up this game, play it. It is really fun casually, and it's a great run to. Oh, okay. Oh,
my monitor shut off for context.
yeah. Oh my God. I've had some tech issues happen to me this week already, so I was terrified for a moment. Can we just get a huge round of applause for the tech crew for making this ship stay afloat? Okay,
I got them. Okay.
We got them both. Okay.
Honestly, that wasn't the worst fight despite that. I've had much slower fights.
And then this room in particular is kind of a little evil, but the last Shiitake is really funny. The water Shiitake, because we come in from the back, we basically remove the water that he uses to kind of stealth and teleport around and stuff.
Yeah, this fight is night and day difference. It's impossible with it, and without it, he does nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Where'd my water go? Or where's my water?
Where's my water?
Can I get the early hit? Not quite. All right.
But there's a water pool here, and normally you have to do roll jumps to do these really fast hammer hits. But when you're in water, it just lets you auto jump cancel the slam attack. And he's out of there.
I just realized something. I'm doing faster combat because I'm double tapping A, not single tapping, and it's causing me to glide in the middle of it, so it's canceling out the high jump.
That's sick.
I just realized I've been doing that just naturally, and I just now realized that was a thing.
You're going fast by accident.
Yeah, I was like, why am I double tapping it? And then I realized, oh, that's why I'm attacking lower to the ground.
All right, Giants of the Inner Sanctum. This is where we really confront the Amanita tribe. This is also just one of the sickest levels in the run.
This is a great level.
Great movement and some really cool little, more platforming-oriented skips and strats as well. So
this is a good donation time, though.
Yeah, we've got time for probably 2 or 3.
Absolutely. Real quick, we have passed $6,600 raised towards the Bad Ending New Game Plus showcase for Pipistrella and the Cursed Yo-Yo. So keep getting those donations in. Thank you so much. And we have raised over $1,500 on the Lilat Wars bid war for route choice. Thank you so much for those donations to PCF.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right, so that's our buddy Cactus. Cactus is basically God, so they cut his arms off, and the arms are sentient as well. But they're chill though, don't worry about it. Named Mr. Left and Mr. Right. So you need to do the two of them in order to go confront the big giant Amanita boss, who, as a side note, a really cool detail, you can actually see him walking around during the invasion sequence in the Mighty Morals. So we're gonna do a big grapple right here and then jump off of the I voted pin, and we're gonna get 2 pieces of scav here that are gonna get us our next really important hammer upgrade for DPS. And then we do big roll jump here, and then we have...
Is it not? Did it unequip it? Yeah, it did. Oh, it did. Okay, we're good.
So
you can wave the nunchuck to go back and forth between your previously equipped weapon, and that's also why I equipped this one spear early on, so that I would have it
in
on
reserve.
backup, yeah, on that reserve.
And it'll be really important here for another bit. There's kind of 2 branching paths here that we need to do both of, but we're gonna skip, with roll jumping, we can skip several of the platforms here, and then after we hit that switch, we can hit this tiny little bolt to get that unstuck. And then right here, the way this is gonna work is we're gonna flip the switch, but all of these walls are gonna come up, and you're supposed to use the grapple to get through the switchbacks in time. But you can get on top of the first wall and then use the aerial attack with a little bit of coyote time to try to get up and over. So this is really, really tricky, so we're gonna need some focus time here.
All right, let's...
Yes!
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, that was giving DarkTerrex a lot of grief in practice. So
It's
that's,
one of the hardest things to do. It saves like 15 seconds, something like that.
emotionally saves like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
But, you know.
yeah, exactly. I had to set it up a couple of times. I didn't get enough forward momentum to get on top of the wall, but that still was faster than me going through it normally, like by a large margin.
And even casually, that's just like a really tight segment right there to be able to get there in time. So it's just like, yeah, these are some of my just like, you have really a lot of really good runways to do roll jumps here, but also segments that really reward your mastery of like, you know, not getting trapped in your own hubris and controlling your speed. And then that's the one meteorite chunk that's impossible to ignore. And then here's a strat that I found, and then DarkTerrex made it not suck.
We'll see if I do it though. It's really hard.
Suck less, how about that? Boing, and boom, there we go. Okay, that gets,
until I mess it up immediately after. All right, so we'll do what Jaxler found, which was to come up onto this instead.
Yeah, you should still be able to use that platform though.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. I found a slightly worse platform. I forgot that like little interactive platform existed, so that's basically the strat right there. So, and then right here, you gotta be really careful. We're putting the lid on the pot here, but if you're not careful enough, then it can flip over and then the puzzle becomes almost impossible. So that's cool. That totally hasn't happened to me in runs before, in PB attempts.
Yeah, if that thing flips over, it is the worst thing in the world to trying to get back over. It just does not want to do that.
All right, so now we have freed Mr. Left as well as Mr. Right we did earlier. The arms are named, I just realized you can see him like disappear. Because again, the object interaction radius is way too generous. So like, instead of just going all the way into the room and flipping the switch, we just like poked our head in with the camera, flipped it, and then walked away. So we were able to see like Mr. Left's like visual just like completely despawn. So we're gonna try to squeeze by these guys here, and then we've got a bit of a combat segment. Again, we used to do this with like a softball, where we just chuck softballs with Spore Kinesis until all the enemies here just gave up. But the hammer here is really good. And these like little roll cancels into the
Am I missing someone? Okay, no, it just took a
fascinating.
second.
You know what? Somebody probably died off the explosion from that.
There was one, but I thought I had it sooner than that, so that might have just been that.
Yeah, I'm confused too, frankly.
It was a little long for the end sequence, but whatever.
Yeah. And so coming up in a bit, he's going to get reunited with his limbs, and he's going to just start schmooving. I love Cactus.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's a beast. He is an unstoppable force, and this Amanita General is a very movable object. I will just put it that way. But we've got a couple more waves of minions here. Nothing too crazy that we haven't covered with the combat already. So we've probably got time for another donation here if we've got something.
For sure. Real quick, the Pippi Stroller and the Curse Yo-Yo bid war for hitting or hugging the final boss. Currently, Hug is in the lead with $20, but Hit is right behind. Be sure to choose which bid you would like to vote for. Get those donations in real quick.
Sorry, I'm imitating.
Oh, you're good.
I had to do the little
It's so goofy. This game is so goofy.
shakes fist at
Yeah,
Cloud.
I'll get you.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. $25 from Eldra. Best of luck with the run. Glad to see you finally doing it on the main stage. Are those men mushrooms or mushroom men?
Yeah, are they men made of mushrooms or mushrooms made of men?
Yes.
Let us know in your donation comment. Exclamation point donate.
Thank you, Eldra.
All right, so we're gonna do this a little bit different than the intended strat. If you get in the right position here, you can kind of catch the corner of this grapple. Nice, that is a really tight grapple to get first try. We've got another slightly less annoying one right here. And by going in this direction, this will actually cause us to miss some enemy load-in triggers. So there's normally those giant blue scorpions we saw earlier. They're not that dangerous, but they have huge hitboxes and they're really disrespectful. So not having them load in is super nice. And that will apply to both that section and this one right here.
Yeah, before we did the normal climb just all the way up along the outside of the base, and it took a little while to get up, and yeah, the scorpions just were such a nuisance. But thankfully, going around the fast way also made it that faster. So.
Yeah. I think it also disables that kill plane right there, too.
Yes.
And then we have one more interaction with the Amanita General here. But do you want to show off this, like, hilarious bit right
I
here?
think I'm on good pace, though.
Oh, okay. Then if you're on pace, then let's go.
Like, despite some mistakes, I think I'm on decent pace.
Basically, despite, Cactus delivering a butt whip in there, he's like, I got this, with the double thumbs up, and just tackles the general and takes him in the lava. Like, dude, you could have just, like, Sparta kicked him off. You were good. You won.
He just goes in with him for no reason.
Pax is pretty mad about it, too.
Yeah, Pax just goes, what the?
What are you doing, bro? Like, come on.
Yeah, it's...
All right, Log Village Villainy might be in contender for maybe second hardest level in the run. There's a lot of like really difficult little things, and the boss fight at the end of this level is also really tricky too. So we're gonna start here by activating this, and then this is a spot where we used to get some pieces of scav for the best spear stabbing weapon in the game, but we don't get that anymore.
The engagement zinger. the weapons all have like really good names. Right now I have the beat 'em down Scotty.
Right here, there's like kind of like a puzzle platforming segment with activating moving platforms and stuff like that. But if you get to the top of this rocky outcropping and do a good, there's a window for how much speed you need here. That will definitely work.
Okay, that was.
But we almost bonked into the problem. Here are all the flies that are swarming us here. Got to do a roll jump right there. That nice first try.
I'm happy, yeah.
That's really tough.
That's a big relief because those bees can just like hit you once and you fall all the way down, and it's like, all right, there's a 30-second loss for no reason.
Yeah, and even then, after that fact, trying to do that second try is infinitely harder than getting it first try. Which is, although getting it first try, don't get me wrong, is impressive. It's a snowballing thing.
Definitely.
This is Pester. He's the big bad. His motivations for wiping out like your entire crew of bolette mushrooms. We'll talk about that when we get into the late game, but it's cursed. This also, the movement through here is impossible because the worms. The worms! If you know, you know. But yeah, we've got, we're intended to go like a slightly different route through this little section, but there's a little gap you can take underneath here so you don't have to do like a glide around. And then all of these like garbage piles kind of drop through on a set cycle, so.
Yeah, I saw that one drop on the left, so I moved to avoid the one on the second one.
And then we'll grab this one right here. Nice, that was a quick grapple.
It didn't latch to the wall though, for some reason.
It's the game's fault. The game gets confused, you know. Sorry, we just got to pull out all the cliches here. And then we've got the death climb, as we like to call it, coming up in just a moment, where we just have to do a lot of like vertical climbing up some of these mushrooms that are like embedded in the wall. And then we've got a bit of a tricky boss fight coming up. So it's a turtle that unfortunately got Norded, but we can save him. We can fix him. I can fix him. So we're just gonna focus here just a second. There's a couple of platforms you can skip here, but it's so vertical. Nice, okay, that's like the really tricky one to skip. So I'm popping off over skipping like one platform, but it's like, I'm popping
For what
off.
little you can do there, yeah, that's pretty big. It's really
right.
hard to get to.
All right, so the turtle fight. So he's gonna have these infected spots in various parts of his body. Every time you use this like object interaction stuff on him, it uses a bit of your mana meter, and all of the other stuff too, like your Spore Kinesis uses that like magic system as well. And so because of that, we need to sort of manage the amount of resources that we have here. So likely what we'll be doing here is taking intentional damage.
Oh, that's a little too much.
A little too much at the moment. And then once we fully run out, we're gonna take an intentional death here, so that we can, basically when you die, you get a full refill. So we're gonna get stomped on, and then that's gonna get us a full magic refill.
Okay, and you're
if you're doing a 100% run, yeah, and this also causes him to do like that turnaround, so you can get to his hind legs a little bit faster on this phase.
That is based on where you die at, like, because he faces you.
Yeah.
And so, like, if he's facing the other direction, he just stays there, like, through the death animation.
And this is also another big instance of needing to have good pointer control, because his head moves around a lot, and we're gonna need one more wasp. And then, come on.
That was actually a
That was
really
a
good
really
fight.
damn good turtle fight. That was really sick.
You
Great
can
job,
lose
dude.
so much time on that fight. Like, that was actually really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think that whole level is in contention in some of the hardest levels in the run. And now we've got the trailer. This is maybe my favorite level in the game because this place is a nasty.
It's so disgusting.
It's so gross. It's just like, dang, you live like this? Like, you know? Like,
There's this dude, you know, there he is watching his TV outside.
yeah, no wonder he's watching
No
it
wonder he's outside based on
Well,
what's inside.
yeah, once we get through the loading screen, you'll
Even
see what we're talking about.
growing into the windows.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just like spaghetti and meatballs, like leftovers everywhere. So the premise of this level is that you're finding a bunch of parts to build
Shout
a
out to the
bottle
Smello
rocket.
pages.
Smello pages. Yeah. So we're going to be doing a really cool object interaction strat. There's a puzzle platforming section where you're supposed to, with Spore Kinesis, manipulate these tools on the pegboard here. But there's going to be a power drill that kind of rotates in and out. And we can that was sick.
Yeah, I got on the top. That doesn't happen too often.
That was like extremely clean. You can basically skip interacting with most of those like objects and platforms there. And then we're kind of doing this in a specific way as well. Because of some of the new routing changes, we actually have to go a little out of the, there you go. We have to go a little out of the way now for a piece of scav or two that we didn't used to. And then we're going to be doing a strat where we go off a toaster. Well, it's not really a strat. That's kind of how you're intended to get
this
up
is
there.
the intended way to get up there.
But
I can hit the button. There we go.
again, all of these hitboxes for getting this to work are very, very small. So it's like, it's one of those things like to me, obviously like I can appreciate a little bit more because I also run the game, but it's just like, if you've played this game, you know how precise some of these controls can be. We're gonna do a big roll jump over here. I think you're intended to find a way to disable that fan or just like a different way up here. But we get that part, and then there's like a necromancer here for a bit for some reason.
Yeah, because mushrooms can be necromancers in addition to being telekinetic.
But we're gonna do a really funny strat here called the gravity squeeze. And then that's gonna just take care of him, just like, sorry.
No, you're fine. I was like, that was good. This right here is the most out of way piece of scav that we have to get. It was not in the original route because we used to use spear weapons, and this is for a hammer part. But the final hammer weapon does so much more damage, and it's like so much more significant of a time save that it still is faster to like go out of your way to get all that.
Also, we did not know this grapple point was here for the longest time, and we used to have to go up this telescope, and it was awful. But now we have a grapple point, so thank the Lord on high, I guess. I think you telekinesis something else. I don't know what it was, but
I'm not sure, yeah.
so right here, we're gonna be doing a roll jump, and then midair activating this. And this is gonna let us land on top of it, and then we can skip that second platform and take the kudzu elevator. And then this is gonna look like normal platforming, but it's kind of like a forced perspective camera after a certain point, and the jumps are just really funky here.
Okay, I almost thought of
You almost went behind, and that soap bar in particular, not just because it's slippery, but also it's just a little too tall, a ton of lag here. Not as bad on Wii U. That's, again, a big reason we play on Wii U, is just the frame rate is better, which makes controlling the high-speed roll jump movement a lot better to control. And now we're on our way into the final boss, which by far my favorite name of a level or section ever in a video game. I'm just gonna let y'all see this. Robot Wife.
So remember that we're in this dude's trailer here, and he's lonely.
Yeah, it's tough out here. Yeah. Well, maybe he's lonely because he's like, he's out there and we're in here, and maybe he's the sheriff. I don't know. Sorry, I had to run the joke back again. So we're gonna get that final weapon upgrade here, the Thor Stopper. And so this fight operates in a couple of phases. We're doing a little bit of a platforming segment here. But the first major bit of the fight is essentially, there's gonna be some, it's gonna alternate between him throwing rocks at us that we gotta throw back at him after catching him midair, and enemies that spawn in. So this is where the Lepiota enemies that we got introduced to in Log Village really come into play. Yeah, welcome to Robot Wife. Home sweet home.
And this is the final boss, so this is coming up at the end real quick here. Maybe, I don't know,
45 to 60 seconds or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, basically the lore of the game is this guy named Pester wiped out like an entire species of mushroom, like sentient mushroom creature because he wanted a girlfriend made of metal. Cringe. Every phase, that was a great catch. So he can randomly spawn on any of those planks. You'll get to every one of those planks probably at least once. But he's constantly barraging you with the rocks here. So after we get the next wave of rocks won't spawn in until the enemies are killed, I believe. Or, well, I don't know how you're supposed to throw the rocks in anyway. That's something that can happen sometimes too. Again, where it's like, oh, the cursor says you can pick it up, but nope.
It's also just extremely hard.
Yeah.
Because of how small every hitbox is.
It's also possible to, oh, that was weird. He like insta through those rocks.
But it is.
Yeah. It's also possible, especially on these later phases where he throws 3 rocks in quick succession, to, from one attack, get multiple points of damage in. So you saw the 3 rocks right there.
Also, shoutouts to this music.
It's so good.
Genuinely one of the best final boss musics I've ever heard.
And then we're just waiting here to make sure. And then after this should be the last phase of this attack, like main sequence. And then we're gonna 1v1 him basically. So he's gonna come down here, we're gonna smack him. We got good luck, so we're going right into the tube here. And then we gotta hit these 3 things right here, and it's gonna be a couple more hits on the boss. Again, the hammer is gonna make this go really fast.
Blink and you'll miss it. This is right at the end.
Yeah. Oh, and he just pieced out. Yeah, that happens sometimes. We have to kill him with Will of the Spore here. So as soon as he does the sound for Kersploding, that's time. So get ready.
Not quite. Hold on. And time.
I think that was a 47-15. Yeah.
47? All right.
That's really good.
That's really good.
That is extremely good. Because you have like a 46, like what?
I have a 45-18.
Oh, 45-18, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, yeah. For how trolled you got by a couple of things in the run, like, that's really good.
Yeah, anyway, that's, the credits take a while to get to. There's a big long cutscene that gets to it. So thanks for watching. Shoutouts to Nitsmelt, the like singular Swedish runner of this game. And Author Blues, who I did the 12-hour challenge with to learn this quite a few years ago. I've been trying to get this in since like 2018, and I'm so happy I finally got to show it off for you guys. So
yeah,
thanks for watching it.
Yeah, exactly. If you're interested in, well, we don't have like a Discord or anything just because we're such a small community. Just feel free to shoot one of us a DM if you're interested in picking up the run, and we'd be happy to help. DarkTerrex, where can people find you?
Just twitch.tv/DarkTerrex.
Yeah. And then we'll be around too as well. But yeah, Mushroom Men.
Mushroom Men.
Yeah.